Okay, we're going to switch gears a little bit here today. I've been doing the same thing for a long time. So we're going to do 7 problems of some review of something that you have to know in Algebra 2. And also they use it in Geometry too. Okay, it says we're going to do 4 regular problems, 3 story problems. It says solve the system of equation by substitution. So number 1, you got 2x plus 2y equals 38. And I'm going to write substitution because that's supposed to be the method. Okay. And y equals x plus 3. And now the job you have is to solve for x and y. Okay. So substitution, you find a letter all by itself. That y works, and that's called your base variable. And circle what it equals. Now, write the other equation over here. And your y is a letter all by itself. Okay, so you parenthesize the y, cross it out, and put 1x plus 3. So now you have 2x plus 2 parentheses 1x plus 3 equals 38. Now I can solve for x. I need to apply the distributive property. So 2 times 1x is 2x. 2 times 1x. 2 times 3 is 6. And I got to remember to add the 2x that wasn't part of this distribution. Now you need to add your x's together. 2x plus 6 plus 2x. So that's 4x plus 6 equals 38. Then I minus 6, that gives me 32. Divide by 4, and x equals 8. So I put 8 in the x slot. Now to find the y, now you're looking for the y, so use the one where the y is by itself. And you already have your answer for x. You already know x is 8. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So there's your answer. Okay, number 2, you still need to use substitution. You got y minus 2x equals 3, 3x minus 2y equals 5. Now, we need to use substitution, but I don't have that letter by itself, okay? But that y is close. At least the y doesn't have a number in front of it. So I'm going to box a y, but I need to cross out the minus 2x and bring it over here as a plus 2x. And now I'm good, okay? I have my base, and I know what it's equal to. So use the other one, 3x. Make that minus 2y equals 5. I would suggest you make that a plus negative 2. So the y is the base variable, parenthesize it, cross it out, and you're going to put 3 plus 2x in for that. Okay. So I have 3x plus negative 2, then the parentheses with 3 plus 2x equals 5. Okay, now I can solve for x. So I distribute negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. There wouldn't be an x on the negative 6, it would just be negative 6. The negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x, and then I add the 3x. Okay, now we need to add those x's together. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So it's negative 1x plus negative 6, or minus 6. And you just add the 6 to get 11, and divide by your negative 1, and x equals negative 11. Okay, now we have to solve for y. Use the one where the y is by itself. Y is equal to 3 plus 2x. Now x is negative 11, but there's a 2 in front of it, so I need to separate the 2 from the x with a parentheses. Okay, and then I just take 3 plus negative 2 times, or 3 plus 2 times negative 11. I got negative 19. Okay, and that's the solution to the system, and that's how you use substitution. Okay, now the way you're more familiar with is elimination. That's what the next problems say, elimination. We have 6x plus 5y equals 39, and then 3x plus 5y equals 27. The end game's still the same, but you're going to use a different method to get your answer. Elimination, you don't look for a letter by itself. You make sure the equals are lined up, the x's and y's are lined up, then you write add. Okay? Now, see if anything makes 0. That's 9, that's 10, so those don't make 0. Now, if I made this 5 a negative, then the y's would cancel. So why don't I just make it negative, 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 okay? Then those cancel, because we have a positive and a negative of the exact same term, okay? So 6 plus negative 3 is 3x. 39 plus negative 27 is 12. Then I divide by 3. And x equals 4. Now to find your y, you got to use probably the top equation. Just write it, 6x plus 5y equals 39. Just take the original top equation. Plug your answer in for the x. And we know that 6 times 4 is 24 plus 5y. Then I just need to subtract 24. That gives me 15. Divide by 5, and that's 3. Okay, so 4 and 3. Okay, number 4. I've got 5x minus 9y equals negative 43, and 3x plus 8y equals 68. Okay, elimination, so add, that's 8, that's negative 1, so that's not going to work there. And just changing the signs isn't going to work either like it did up here, because that that negative wouldn't cancel with a 5. Negative 9, negative 8 wouldn't cancel. So we have to do the times, times, times. So I go 3. I got a 5 here, so I'm going to times the bottom by 5. Then the x's will have the same thing in front of them. So come over here, you got 15x minus 27y. And then negative 43 times 3 is negative 129. Okay, now on the bottom you got 15x plus 40y. Then 68 times 5 is 340. Okay, now you want to add, but those will not cancel because that's 30. But if you go negative, now they cancel. But then the 40 goes negative and the 340 goes negative. So I add. I go negative 27 plus negative 40, that's negative 67y. Then I take negative 129 plus negative 340, it's negative 469. And then I divide both by negative 67. Negative 469 divided by negative 67 is 7. That's y. Y equals 7. Okay, now use the original top equation, okay, to get your x answer. So 5x minus 9y equals negative 43. So y is 7. Now when I multiply, we got to remember that's negative 9 times 7. That's negative 63. Plus the 5x, and then we just need to add 63. That gives me 20, so 5x equals 20. Then divide by 5, and x equals 4. Okay, now let's do some story problems. Number 5, you've done these before. Hardcover books cost $3.50 more than paperback books. $198 was collected from selling 20 hardcover books and 12 paperback books. Find how much each type of book costs. So you're trying to find the paperback, what that costs, and your hardcover. Trying to find what that costs. So there's 3 units. You got your hardcover, paperback, and the dollars, as you can see by the bullets. So let's make the tic-tac-toe table. Together, and the two things you're buying together are hardcover and paperback. then how many per and total, and then above per and total you put a dollar sign, but not above how many. So the total cost together is $198. Okay. Now let's go up top. Find me numbers that are not about the cost. You see, there's 20 hardcover, 12 paperback. Add those. There's 32 together. Don't worry about that. Now the only thing you know about cost is that the hardcovers cost $3 more than paperback books. So I put plus 3.50 with hardcover. Now we don't know what the hardcover costs. We just know they cost $3.50 more than this. So I put X and X. So we know we got 12x here. Now to multiply this, you need to put a parentheses and apply the distributive properties. So that's going to be 20x, and then 20 times, and you're timesing these, remember. 20 times $3.50 is 70. So you have one equation, that's all you need. 20x plus 70 plus 12x equals 198. Now remember, the x's are on the same side of the equal, so don't minus 12, minus 12. You need to add those. 20 plus 12 is 32x plus 70. Then you can just minus 70. 32x equals 128. Then I divide by 32. And that's 4. Okay? So x is 4. Now, that means 4. The paperbacks cost $4. The hardcover costs 4 plus $3.50, which is $7.50. That's it. Okay, number 6. At a football game, student tickets cost $3 each, adult tickets cost $5 each. The school sold 700 tickets and made a total of $3,078. How many adult tickets, how many student tickets were sold? So adults and students. Okay, again, you're going to use your table to make out your system. So you have together, you have adult, you got students, and you got how many per total. And you put your dollar sign above those. Okay, the cost together is $3,078. Okay. Now, how many? The only thing you know about how many is the 700, and that's together. So when you know that together, but you don't know the separate, you need to have this be X and this be Y. Okay, adults, those cost $3. Or no, $5. Students are $3. So it's 5x and 3y. Now you have two equations. You have this and this. Two equations with two variables. So I'm going to make kind of a cross. So you have x plus y equals 700. 5x plus 3y equals 3,078. Okay, use elimination. That's not going to work, and you can't just change the sign. So times 5 times 1. The rest of this is times by 5 to maintain the equality, and that's by 1. So that gives you 5x plus 5y equals 3,500. And the bottom's the same thing. 5x plus 3y equals 3,078. Okay, now make that negative so those cancel, but then the 3 and the 3,078 got to go negative, and we're going to add. So it's 2y. Put those together, and that's going to be 422. Divide by 2, you get 211. Okay, so you have 211 students. Now, if you think about it, if you know that you have 211 students, and you know how many there are altogether, you can find the adults by just subtracting. You wouldn't really, you could put that in, but you're kind of wasting time. That's 489. So 489 adults. Okay, number 7. Last one. Angie and Kenny play online video games. Angie buys one software package and 3 months of gameplay. She pays a total of $65. Kenny buys one software package and 2 months of gameplay. He pays a total of $50. Find the cost of a single software package, cost of a single month of gameplay. So software, trying to find out how much one of those cost. Months of gameplay. Okay, so together, and you have the software, and you have the gameplay. How many per total? So dollars and dollars. Now the total, you got two totals because there's two people. So you got $65 and you got $50. Okay, so that's going to be two equations down there. How many software packages? Well, Angie buys one. The other guy, Kenny, buys one. Months of gameplay, we got 3 and 2. So that makes 4 and 3 together. And we don't know anything about what they cost, okay? So X, X, Y, Y. That's 1X, 1X, 3Y, 2Y, and now you have your equations. So 1X plus 3Y equals 65, and 1X plus 2Y equals 50. Now I don't need to multiply here, okay? Because you see, if I just made that a negative, those would cancel, and then the 2 and the 50 go negative, and I'm set to go there. That's 1y equals 15, because those are negatives when you add them. So divide by 1, you get 15. Okay, pretty easy. The game plays then are $15. Okay. Now to find how much a software package costs, you're going to need to use your original top equation, 1x plus 3y equals 65. And we have our answer for y, so get y out and put 15. This is going to be 45 plus 1x. Okay, divide by 1, it's still $20. $20.50.